Yo, what's going on? Let's talk a little bit about something that has been on my mind a little bit recently. And it's the notion that you need to be more selfish in order to reach your goals, which probably makes sense. But what I'm saying is, and this is the contradictory part that's going to make sense throughout the video, is by being more selfish, you actually end up being unselfish. Now let me explain. The other day, okay, this was a negative experience for me, right? The other day, I kept putting off training. I was putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, right? And I've been working towards this goal of completing a few different performance goals. So things like one-arm chin-ups and stuff like that, right? But we don't, that's irrelevant. All you need to know is that I've been working towards a few various goals and it's been taking up a lot of my time. And it's been something that I've been enjoying. So this day, I was just putting it off, and I was putting it off, and I was putting it off in order to spend time with some family that was around, right? So you might say, okay, that's a good thing. And it was a good thing. But eventually I put it off so much that I ended up missing the session. Okay, and this was a problem because it made me grumpy and it made me miserable, and I ended up getting really annoyed and pissed off about things that wouldn't really bother me, and I ended up not enjoying the time that I was spending with my family. Because I wasn't selfish. Now, when you're working towards a given goal, so you may be working towards weight loss, you may be working towards getting a little bit of muscle, or maybe, you know, it's even a goal in terms of a relationship or business or work or whatever it is. You know that at certain points you have to be selfish in order to achieve them, okay? But you're not just being selfish in order to achieve them. By being selfish, you're actually being a little bit unselfish too. Now let me explain. If I'd have gone and done my training for 30 to 40 minutes, right, during that time, which isn't a great deal of time, afterwards I'd have been in a much better mood. I'd have been much happier. I'd have like a degree of self-satisfaction, whatever you want to call it, right? And I'd probably, in fact, no, forget that, I would have had a better time with my family because I wouldn't have been such a grumpy, miserable fucker. Because I would have been selfish for 30 to 40 minutes, and that would have meant then I would have been unselfish in terms of the relationship with the people I was spending time with, right? And so think about that for a second. Just think about it. If you're working towards a goal, sometimes being a little bit selfish means that you end up being unselfish because you end up positively impacting on other people's lives, right? And if you miss a session or you skip on something that you're working towards, you know how it goes. You end up feeling really, really shitty about yourself. And that makes you annoyed and it makes you angry. And then you end up taking all of that out on people that you care about and surround yourself with. So sometimes being selfish actually leads to you being unselfish in the sense that it leads to better relationships with the people you care about. So think about that for a second. Just think about it. And I actually asked a few of my clients recently what other areas of their life have been positively influenced by them picking up their fitness goals and working towards their weight loss goals, right? Which is what they're currently working towards. And they all said the same thing. They said that it was positively influencing relationships outside, you know, just in general life, family, friends, whatever. It improved their productivity at work. They felt more confident about themselves. All of these things are happening because they're being a little bit selfish. At times, a few times a week, when their training days are, they're being a little more selfish and they're working towards something for them. And that in turn is leading to them to be unselfish in the sense that they're improving other areas of their life, which in turn is making them feel better. So sometimes, in fact, more often than not, being a little bit selfish when it comes to your training, your goals, whatever it is going to lead to you coming across more unselfish because you're going to have better relationships with your family, your friends, your work, your business, whatever it is. So think about that. Think about that. Turn that being selfish, you know, people think about you sometimes being selfish as a negative thing. Not always. Turn it into a positive. How is that positively influencing other things around you and other areas of your life? I think you'll be a little bit surprised. If you've got any questions about this, let me know and I will answer them.